They thought it would be the easiest crime in the world. No guards, no customers, no witnesses. Just a machine, full of cash, sitting outside a quiet gas station at 3 o'clock in the morning. In their heads, it was simple. Back the truck up, wrap a chain around the ATM, yank it out of the wall, drive off into the dark with tens of thousands of dollars. 2 minutes in, 2 minutes out. Easy money. But they had no idea that inside that metal box was more than just cash. There was an alarm system, a tilt sensor, a hidden GPS tracker, and a whole police department that was about to watch their every move in real time. They tried to steal an ATM, and then this happened. My name is Tom Veer. You're watching Obscured Crimes, and today I'm going to tell you a story about one of the dumbest easy money plans you will ever hear. Quick disclaimer before we start. This story is inspired by real ATM theft cases and actual police reports, but names and some details are changed for storytelling. If you like true crime, crazy robbery fails, and real security camera stories, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon because we do this every week. Now let's go to that night. It's a cold, early morning in a small town. Most people are asleep. The only light on the main road comes from a 24-hour gas station with a convenience store attached. Inside, one tired cashier is scrolling on his phone, waiting for his shift to end. Outside, near the front door, there's a standalone ATM built into a heavy metal frame and bolted deep into the concrete. A few streets away, 3 guys are sitting in a stolen pickup truck, engine running, lights off. Let's call them Mike, Josh, and Darren. Mike is the leader. He's watched a bunch of videos online about how people steal ATMs using trucks. He thinks he's smarter than everyone else. Josh is nervous but broke. He needs cash fast and lets Mike do all the thinking. Darren? He's just along for the ride, the kind of guy who says yes to anything that sounds exciting and dangerous. In the back of the pickup, they've got a heavy-duty chain, a couple of cheap hoodies, and some masks they bought from a party store. They think they've thought of everything. They even picked a gas station on the edge of town, just off the highway, so they can grab and go and disappear into the night. What they don't realize is that this particular ATM was upgraded just a few months earlier. It has a silent alarm, a motion and tilt sensor, and a GPS tracker hidden deep inside the machine. If you try to move it, the bank security team gets an alert, and so does the police. The guys don't know that. They think all they see is all there is. They pull into the gas station parking lot, with their lights off. The cashier inside glances up, sees a truck, but this is a 24-hour place. People come and go all night. Nothing looks strange yet. Mike backs the truck up right in front of the ATM. Josh jumps out, throws the chain around the base of the machine, and hooks the other end to the truck's tow point. His hands are shaking. He fumbles with the metal, drops the chain once, but finally gets it attached. Darren keeps watch, looking left and right for any cars, heart pounding in his chest. In their heads, this is the moment. This is when they become rich. Mike puts the truck in drive, presses gently on the gas, and then floors it. The truck lurches forward. The chain goes tight. For a split second, nothing happens. Then there's a deep cracking sound, as the ATM rips out of its base. But it doesn't fly cleanly into the air like in the movies. Instead, it drags, digging a long scratch into the concrete, smashing into the glass door of the store, and setting off a very real, very loud alarm. Inside, the cashier jumps. The whole front of the building just shook. He turns and sees the ATM lying on its side, attached by a chain to a truck that is now spinning its wheels, trying to pull away. He ducks down and hits the panic button. He doesn't know the alarm has already gone off the moment the ATM moved. But that's the thing about these guys. They have no idea how many systems just woke up at once. At the bank security center, a screen lights up. ATM tilt alert location, gas station address. On another screen, a dot starts moving on a map. The ATS tracker just activated. At the police dispatch center, 2 calls hit almost at the same time, one from the alarm company, one from the cashier. To the thieves, it's been maybe 30 seconds. To everyone else, this is already a full-blown emergency. Back in the parking lot, Mike finally pulls the machine free enough to drag it along the ground. The guys cheer for a second. They've actually done it. The ATM is out of its base, chained to the back of the truck. But now there's a new problem. This thing weighs hundreds of kilos. It's not just going to pop up onto the truck bed. They had imagined they would just drag it away, but the chain keeps snagging, sparks are flying, and the truck is not as powerful as they thought. Mike panics and decides, Forget lifting it. Just drag it away to a quiet location and open it there. So he floors it again and drives out of the parking lot, the ATM grinding and bouncing behind them like some kind of insane metal anchor. Security cameras from traffic lights and nearby stores catch everything: the truck, the ATM bouncing behind it, showering sparks down the road. The path they leave is literally scratched into the ground. At the same time, inside a police car miles away, an officer's radio crackles. Unit 12, Unit 14, be advised. Possible ATM theft in progress. GPS tracker active. Suspects dragging machine northbound on County Road. The officer looks at his in-car computer and sees it, a little icon moving on the map. He doesn't have to guess where the suspects are. He can see them. The police are now watching this robbery happen, like following a video game character on a map. The thieves think they're invisible in the dark. They are not. Meanwhile, Mike, Josh, and Darren turn off the main road onto a narrow rural lane. They want somewhere quiet to open the machine. They've chosen an old barn owned by a guy Josh kind of knows. The guy's out of town, so they think it's safe. They drive onto the property through a broken gate and stop inside the barn. The ATM is battered, scratched, but still locked shut. They unhook the chain. One of them closes the barn doors. They're breathing hard, laughing, hyping themselves up. In their minds, this is the jackpot moment. No witnesses. No alarms. Just them and a box full of cash. What they also don't know is that every second they've been driving, the ATM has been sending location updates to the police. The robbery didn't get quieter. It just moved. At a small command center, someone points at the screen. They've stopped. Right here. Multiple patrol cars are now quietly surrounding the area, lights off, engines low. A K-9 unit is on the way. A helicopter has been told to stand by. Inside the barn, the three men are arguing about how to open the machine. They didn't bring proper tools. No industrial saw, no thermal lance, nothing serious. Just a cheap grinder, a hammer, and a crowbar. They plug in the grinder and start cutting. Sparks fly everywhere, onto dry hay, old wooden beams, dusty cloths. They're so focused on the sound of metal they don't notice the first little flames licking up in a dark corner of the barn. Outside, police are moving into position. They can hear the whining noise of the grinder from inside. One officer whispers, "They're still in there. They're trying to open it now. SWAT is not here. There's no time. They have to handle this with the units already on scene." The ranking officer makes a call. They will wait just long enough to be sure all suspects are inside, and then hit the barn hard and fast before they can run or arm themselves. Inside, Josh suddenly smells smoke. "Do you smell that?" Darren looks up. He sees a faint orange glow in the corner. The grinder stops. The room goes quiet for a second, except for the small crackling sound of fire. "Oh, you've got to be kidding me," Mike says. They were so focused on stealing money, they just started an accidental barn fire. Panic kicks in. They're yelling at each other, trying to stomp out the flames, throwing dirt and old cloths on it, only making it worse. They're not thinking about the ATM anymore. They're thinking about not burning alive. Right at that moment, they hear it. "Police, don't move, hands up." The barn doors explode open. Bright flashlights blind them. Red and blue lights flash from outside. Multiple officers are shouting commands. In seconds, the three men are on the ground, hands behind their heads, coughing from the smoke, staring at the concrete floor. Their perfect plan ended with them lying face down in a burning barn surrounded by police. All while the ATM they risked everything for is still completely locked. Later, when the fire is out and the scene is under control, investigators walk through the barn. The ATM sits there, scorched on the outside but still sealed. One officer shakes his head and laughs. "You know what the crazy part is?" He says to a colleague. "These guys thought there was hundreds of thousands in here. This particular machine only had around $8,000 in it at the time they hit it. They risked prison. They caused thousands of dollars in property damage. They triggered a multi-unit police response. They almost burned themselves alive. All for less than what they could have made working a normal job for a few months. In the end, they're charged with auto theft, burglary, attempted grand larceny, property damage, and several other offenses. Their fingerprints are everywhere. Their faces are on multiple cameras. The chain, the truck, the path of destruction, all of it tells the same stupid story. They tried to steal an ATM. And instead, they stole years of their own freedom. So what can we learn from this? Criminals always think they're smarter than the system. They see a machine, They see cash, and they assume nobody has thought about how to protect it. But behind that metal box, there's a whole network. Banks, alarm companies, GPS tracking, and police who are now trained specifically for this kind of crime. ATM theft looks easy on the surface. In reality, it's loud, messy, slow, dangerous, and almost always ends exactly like this. With sirens, handcuffs, and a courtroom, they didn't just get caught. They never really had a chance. Now I want to ask you, if you saw three guys trying to rip out an ATM like this, what would you do? Call the police? Pull out your phone and record it? Or get as far away as possible? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this story of a robbery that went horribly wrong, make sure you like this video. Subscribe to Obscured Crimes and hit the bell icon so you don't miss the next insane real-life crime story. And if you want me to cover more ATM thefts, bank robberies, or crazy CTV crime fails, drop your ideas below. I'm Tanvir, and this was They Tried to Steal an ATM. Then this happened. Thanks for watching. Stay curious and stay safe.